Life in prison for Koberger. And I know that she said that that SOB, that your fellow people, prisoners, will be waiting for you, but you will probably never see another prisoner. This is one of the guys that's going to be handling everything at the prison.
He will be in confinement. It's not going to be a disciplinary segregation. It's going to be more of an administrative segregation because of the target on his back for murdering women. And he will be out an hour a day. And the former Attorney General of Idaho said he'll probably be in solitary his whole life, and I agree because of that.
So no interaction with other prisoners?
No. The maximum security facility in Idaho does have a step-down program to where they can reintroduce people to other inmates, and they kind of put them in cages in the same room to where they can talk but not have contact. But I don't think he will ever get that chance. It's something he would probably be smart not wanting, because there is that target. And people in prison don't forget. He will always have that target.
Good. But he's never going to. You know what? You want him to. This is the thing. Having him in that little room for the rest of his life. And I'm with Ken, playing over and over the victim statements about what a POS he is. This is, I think her name is Aliva Conclaves, is one of the sisters.
The scariest part about you is how painfully average you turned out to be. The truth is, you're as dumb as they come. Stupid, clumsy, slow, sloppy, weak, dirty.
And play that. We've been talking about it. He thought he could outsmart everybody. He thought he was that person that could outsmart everybody, was better than everybody. And you can't, dude. You didn't. She was right. You were sloppy. You were awful. You know, you were studying this stuff in school, and you're a sociopath. Everybody thought you had a bit of an ego, and I think Ken's right, too. I think you're obsessed with one of these girls who probably blew you off or didn't accept your friend request or blocked you on Insta, and you thought you'll get back at him. And just the worst type of person. This is Dylan Mortensen. She is one of the survivors that was there, talking about what it's like in today's world, having been that close to all the stuff that took place.
And then there are the panic attacks. The kind that slam into me like a tsunami out of nowhere. I can't breathe. I can't think. I can't stop shaking. All I can do is scream.
You listen to that. And he just looked straight on, never really made eye contact, and just, there's nothing there. Nothing there. That person, whoever it is, and you want to have closure. That's what you want. You want to have closure. You want to think, okay, I'm getting closure. You want your dream, if there was one out of this nightmare, was him to tell you why he did what he did. And he didn't. And he wasn't going to. And you can't compel him to. And he'll never see the light of day again. And where he lives is where he is going to live forever, inside of a room where 24/7 he will be monitored, looked at until either he takes his own life or somehow the people who are watching Epstein will take over and you kill yourself. We'll see. What a POS, though. What an awful, awful, awful human being.
Just sit there looking like a fish.
That's it. Just no emotion. And that's why you said, when you said sociopath, egomaniacal sociopath, and nobody knows, maybe you study him a little bit. Maybe you get somebody who studies him so you can start to see, is there signs that we should know about in other people? Because that's why our curiosity is to find out in life. We want to know why people do what they do. So maybe we can stop people, hopefully, in the future. But this guy, I don't even think I've ever seen him utter a word.
Other than whenever the judge asked him, did you kill such and such? Yes.
Yeah. That was
yes.
it. That was it. And gone for good. Gone for good.
I tell you, I tell you, the family of Kaylee Gonclaves, they are the ones that would like to have just 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Her brother. I mean, who wouldn't? As a father, as a son, as a brother, as a nephew or an uncle or a friend.
Yeah.
Just a moment.
You know, you just want to come over those seats and just get him.
I always remember, was it Dahmer, Jeffrey Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Where the victim impact statement, then the one sister, she got out of the thing, she started coming towards Jeffrey.
That lady
and the guys are like, well, let's see how far she gets.
I'm telling you, she would have gone straight for his eyes.
Yeah. So
that lady she was ready.
She was ready. So we were talking about the Idaho killer, Brian Koberger, sentenced to 4 life sentences without the possibility.
Consecutive.
So that's forever and then some. There's no possibility of parole.
Nope.
He's never getting out. 23 hours in isolation, 1 hour a day, no contact with anybody else. That's what he is going to get. Good riddance to bad rubbish. May he, I don't know, find the Lord or do something, dude, because you are the worst type of person and everybody knows it. It is so, first of all, how this became a massive story, and we talked about it to start the show, that the fact that people were lined up to get in there to see it as if it was some big party.
Yeah, like when you're watching like the Today Show in the morning, behind Savannah and Craig Melvin, you see tourists that are in the windows. And it doesn't matter what they're talking about. They could be doing a terrible story, and the tourists behind them are just waving and then looking at themselves, you know. Well, that's what I saw these 3 ladies today standing in line to get into the Ada County Courthouse there in Boise. The camera comes on them, and they just smile and wave. That's complete disrespect.
Yeah.
This is not a show.
No, it's not. And because we've turned crime into entertainment. Whether it is obsession with killers because they have infamy, which is, you know, that they're famous for the horrible things they've done, or, you know, whether it's, you know, even now with the Epstein stuff, because now it's become that, you know, palace intrigue, and what about, there's royals involved and spies, and there's murder potentially, and billions of dollars, and all. We've turned people's tragedy into something that's must-see TV. Which is, what's that say about us? I mean, as a species, I don't know. It's crazy. Speaking of must-see TV, everybody's out. Well, I've been asking you guys, the whole Obama thing, right? Reliving everything. Trump the other day is like, why are you guys still talking about, you know, Epstein? Yesterday he said, that's in the past. Let's talk about Obama. Also in the past, but let's talk about it. What do you think, honestly, is going to happen? Don't tell me what you think you want to happen. And then text the show. Tell me what you think was the coup. I want to know. I'm here from some of you guys for chiming in. This is earlier today at the White House.
The president yesterday, you've inferred that the former president helped lead a coup. Based on what you now see, do you believe President Obama is guilty of treason?
I'm leaving the criminal charges to the Department of Justice. I'm not an attorney, but as I've said previously, when you look at the intent behind creating a fake manufactured intelligence document that directly contradicts multiple assessments that were created by the intelligence community, the expressed intent and what followed afterward can only be described as a years-long coup and a treasonous conspiracy against the American people, our republic, and an attempt to undermine President Trump's administration.
So what exactly does that mean? That's saying a lot, Tulsi. That's saying a lot. What exactly does that mean? Does that mean thrown out of office? Does that mean, you know, because this happened after he had won the election. So what exactly, the undermining his administration, and there's nuance in this, which people don't want to hear. They want it to be it's this or it's that. And depending on what side of the aisle you're on, you're only listening. If you're watching MSNBC or something, or you don't like Trump, you're like, this is nothing. It's not nothing. If you're on the right, this is super important, and look at all the things they did, and it's not probably what you think it is, and it's not the biggest thing in the world. It's a little nuance. What they did was awful. What they did was horrible in the fact that they knew it was BS, and Obama said, yeah, go find out more. You can find me. They come back to this, and the leak was the thing that undermined everything, and it took off from there. And then the undermining of the administration and putting everything into hell, that was the battle for all of this. And it's ridiculous, and it's horrible. The fact that even Obama came out and said something yesterday was fascinating. Does it rise to a coup? Well, she said it was treason the other day. She's not saying it's treason now. And now it's on to Pam Bondi, which I have heard from several of you that nothing's going to happen because nothing ever happens to people in situations like this. Nothing does. I mean, and by the way, Brennan and all these guys, they've all lied in the past to Congress. They've all lied in the past on several, especially the intelligence agencies, which have lied forever and a day. Take Obama and Trump out of it. They've lied forever. My goodness, go look at they lied to get us into a war where millions of people died and trillions of dollars disappeared. You want to talk about what could be up against it? Is the American people and the intelligence agencies and doing the right thing, going rogue, regardless of who's in office. A couple of years ago, I think her name was Claire Danes. I think that's her name. She was doing Homeland or whatever that show was. She was talking. She was actually on Colbert talking about meeting with during the Trump administration, meeting with because when they were doing that, one of the things she said, they have kind of like spy camp where they go and they meet, spies, and then they meet, people who've been in the field for various things, some in the FBI, some in the CIA, some in the NSA, and they talk about stuff. And she said the one thing that caught her by surprise is they said, things have changed, and we're a lot more chummy with the news media than we were before. Well, that's not good at all. It isn't. But the perp walk, all that stuff that I think a lot of people want, it's not going to happen. It isn't. And then you're going to be disappointed and pissed off because you want something to happen. And part of that's on the fact that you've also got a group of people right now that I think are questioning what exactly they're to do. There's no doubt that, look, Tulsi Gabbard, by the way, remember her. Some of this is personal with her, too, because they went after her and thought she was a Russian agent. We forget that. Remember that she was on The View. She was talking about, oh, we think you're a Russian asset. That's the kind of insanity these people spew. But it's what you can prove. And does Pam Bondi want to overpromise and undeliver? She's already done that once, and that's not going over well. And that's not going away either, despite the fact that a lot of people would like it to, especially this administration. We got some news about that as well. Coming up, we got some of that. Some more one-hit wonder Wednesday. Do some of that. Shark Week. I'm going to tell you what's going on in Shark Week now. And let's be real. We watch Shark Week for shark attacks. That's really why we watch Shark Week. Because we're all fascinated about sharks and things that can eat us. It's a weird thing. I know. It's true, though. This is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
But it's like, forget it, man. It's just like, people make such a big deal out of it. It's like, does Christopher Lee play golf with vampires' teeth? Do all these people that, who do the horror movies walk around with black cloaks on every day of the week? It's just a role I play in life, and I enjoy it, and I give people enjoyment. So what's the harm in that?
That was Ozzy talking several years ago about the fact that he gets blamed for all of this, crazy stuff. You know what's crazy? I saw an interview with him, Ken, with a young Geraldo Rivera, asking him about him being a Satan worshiper and and he's just like, it's not who I am. This is a part I play.
Showbiz.
It is. And that was exactly what it was. It was a part he played. But he talked about just the chaos and like the Tipper Gores of the world, and everybody's like, no, it's bad. Oh, you're going to hell if you listen to that stuff. Ah. Oh, Ozzy. I think we're going to find out more because there was they're talking about there may have been an attempt to save him. And I don't know how bad. I mean, he just performed a couple, 16 days ago, 15 days ago, whatever it was.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I mean, and he hasn't looked, and I didn't realize how long. I thought it was 2010. He's had it since 2005, Parkinson's. So he's had it for quite a while. And lived those 9 lives. No doubt spent them all eventually. There is no doubt about that. They're not releasing any of which we all knew they were never going to release any of the Epstein grand jury stuff. That was just never going to happen because that was never going to happen. Mike Johnson earlier.
There's no fear. We're not going to allow the Democrats to use this as a political cudgel.
By the way, they wanted to throw that amendment out there. That was a bipartisan amendment. This had nothing to do with the Democrats alone. And they're scrambling, trying to figure this out. They're hoping and praying that the Obama stuff takes over. And it's not, people may be interested in it, but it's 2 different levels of interest. You have a younger generation that helped Trump get over the line in a massive way, especially young men. They didn't really care so much about Russia. They were younger, didn't pay that much to politics. They got in it with the podcasting world over the last several years. That wasn't their jam. Their jam, when it comes to the deep state, is Epstein. So while some of you are like, no, we should only focus on this, we can do both. I have heard, and maybe I'm wrong, that America is pretty good at stuff. That maybe we can do both. And as you've heard Ken playing Burchett talking about, it's not a good look. And Trump yesterday talking about don't focus on Epstein. Focus on this. I mean, you're telegraphing all of the stuff. Well, now stuff coming out from the DOJ saying Trump is in many of the files. How he's in them doesn't mean anything. And again, I've said this over and over again. Trump may have, because you know somebody, because you were friends with somebody, doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. And in a world where perception becomes the reality, so yeah, we should have questions because this was an issue. Either 2 things. This was never an issue and you've lied to everybody, or there's stuff here and we should have a conversation. And if we're serious about holding people accountable, child trafficking and molestation and sexual assault and things of that nature should be dealt with. And if powerful men are doing that and then other powerful men are blackmailing them, that's a conversation we should have. Absolutely. Coming up, we're going to pivot as we do. One Hit Wonder Wednesday. We're going to go over a one hit wonder. We did it earlier. We're going to give it to you again. Several of you asked, what was your one hit wonder? We'll do that among other things and also give you what's going on with Shark Week tonight. What are the cool things on Shark Week tonight? Is there a tax? Because as I said earlier, Shark Week's fun, but I want to see and hear about a tax. So we'll talk about that as well. If you missed any show, grab the podcast. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. I think they're going to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yep, they have.
They said to her, you've been subpoenaed. Peanut. You know what I mean? How's this work? Is it going to be just that one guy, the second in charge, AG? Is he going to just go there and meet with her? Like it's a movie?
I don't know if this is Congress.
This is what I thought, right? It's Congress.
Yeah, this is James Comer, head of the House Oversight Committee, issuing the subpoena testify before Congress, either before Congress or, as Congressman Tim Burchett said, they may have to do it from the jail cell.
Wow. And like we said earlier, several reports out there that because it does feel like there's a push away from this. They're already talking about going through Hillary's emails again. And I'm like, really? And at the end of the day, Ken and I still want to know why beef costs so much. And that's what matters.
Yeah, I like meat.
Yeah, I did too. We're not a fan of the vegans, but we like the meat. We're good. We like the fact there's lots of vegans because if there was more, then meat would be cheaper. But then we'd have to hear about it all day. And if we were the last two, Ken, oh, God, could you imagine the pressure they'd put on us?
And I'd like for Jerome Powell to lower the interest rate.
I'd love that too. You know, it's funny. We want him to lower the rates, but kind of just for us, not for other people. So they go out and spend, and so everything rises. Just in a certain area for, you know what I'm saying? So is Camaro Abrego Garcia, the Maryland father, is he going to try to get out, or is he just going to be like, you know what, I'll wait?
I don't know, man. This judge is ordering him released. The judge in Nashville says he's not a flight risk. Let him out on bail. Well, in the meantime, you have that judge in Maryland who has barred the Trump administration from immediately detaining and deporting Garcia upon his release. She ordered that he be returned to Maryland from Tennessee and be placed under an order of supervision by
like house arrest.
Yeah.
So that's because if the Trump administration has their ways, they're going to go. Have you ever heard of Eritrea?
Yeah.
It's hot, so you're going to want to take some shorts.
So I don't know how, now we just wait for, the Justice Department to respond.
So we'll find out. A lot of stuff going on. So House Oversight Committee, though, has subpoenaed Ghislaine Maxwell for deposition. If you're her, this is what you say. Tell me what I need to say. You say this to your attorney. Tell me who I need to tell and tell me what I need to say to get out of here. Do I need to say nobody was involved? It was just this cat? Do I need to say it was just this and it was just the Democrat? Just tell me who I need to tell something to so they say you can go. That's you're thinking that. I mean, you want to get out. And the Department of Justice is coming, and it's under Trump. And I know nobody would weaponize or use it to their advantage. The hell you wouldn't. Of course you would. So we'll find out what this looks like. And you juxtapose that versus whatever's in the files. Not the grand jury stuff, because the judge said, nah, not going to work. Each and every week we have fun that has nothing to do with politics, because we really kind of like doing that more than anything else. And we have a one-hit wonder Wednesday. So I break down one amazing song from one amazing artist, and it's the only song that ever did crap for them. And sometimes they're a band, and you're like, oh, I remember that song. Sometimes you love the song, you have no idea who sings it and what's the band's name. You have no idea any of those things. And we call it One Hit Wonder Wednesday.